I have always been intrigued by stories that evoke great fear of insight. I'm drawn to films with protagonists who are complex, flawed, and placed in ambiguous situations. I like stories that ask simple questions, but don't necessarily provide easy answers. How fragile is the human mind? It is easily changeable and difficult to maintain trust. It also reacts sensitively to the gaze of others. I thought it would be nice to have something that doesn't change. I wanted to become a presence that remains for someone until the end while keeping the divine. And I hoped that such a presence I would exist somewhere. I don't even know if that's true love. I had thought like that. In the near future, robots will deeply integrate into our lives. It is possible that the current situation of abandoned pets could be transferred to robots. This idea has been explored in various works of science fiction, including Steven Spielberg's AI. My Name is O90 depicts the journey of a discarded robot dog. What kind of relationship did O90 seek to maintain? And what does trust mean in that context? The first scene shows O90 looking at the rain and asking,
"Does the rain see me?"
I thought this process as a kind of error, where the artificial intelligence, knowing that rain is non-living, begins to make its own inferences and enters the realm of metaphor. O90 himself is non-living, but he starts to believe that he possesses life. Despite being a robot, he constantly thinks. We have embraced the concept of machine learning from this perspective. It raises questions about the relationship between human and machines, unchanging memories, and programmed trust. At the end of the day, it was always people that were doing these extraordinary scientific discoveries. And then there's that moral dilemma. The robot dog O90 explores the relationship between humans and machines. It is crucial to continuously develop this relationship. The robot dog itself does not feel any regret, shame, or embarrassment about the process of hiding. Its purpose may be a warning against reckless technological advancement, while also embodying complexity and contradiction. It was a challenge for me. That's why storytelling was crucial.
For me, I have a mixture of feelings. I have two contrasting feelings when I think about this character. And on the one hand, this robot dog experiences emotions that are very human, and in some ways even more human than the emotions that we experience. And so I think that we can't help but to empathize, to sympathize with this character. And at the same time, it makes me feel a sense of guilt as well, because if we imagine this situation, and the human race is approaching this as well, that we're capable of creating entities with emotion. As a species, we've advanced to the point that we're able to do this incredible thing, but at the same time, I think we're still capable of a species of abandoning such a creation and of not taking responsibility for what we've done. So for me, it's a mixture of sympathy and guilt when I think about the character. When I was translating, I was sort of feeling both at the same time. In speaking the voice, I had to kind of go into the character a bit more and to focus more on that sense of it.
The introductory scene captures the mass production process of robot dogs, aiming to raise questions about capitalism, standardized individuality, and annihilation of emotions. Now, when the power is turned on, O90 opens his eyes.
I think the accumulation of data plays similar to memory. This machine memory is preserved without distortion and can make better choices through deep learning. It can also learn to avoid risks. But humans make mistakes and regret due to emotional errors or unlearned events. Robots can completely trust and rely on humans as programmed. On the other hand, robots will be abandoned by humans. How will they learn that? That's why I thought of this story. In order to represent the memory of the machine, which is a forest of intangible data, we had to create and express an immersive space with layered and divided places, which is why virtual space was optimal. Why this place is needed, what kind of empathy it can evoke. So, from the script process, we thought a lot about the scenes, the places, and dialogue. We considered various interconnected places and necessary spaces. There were also challenging aspects in terms of realism. How to connect different places, like the surface, underground, and space isolated. We were ambitious. This work may seem like various places, but in the end, it's the accumulation of countless moments in just one small space. Isn't it similar to our lives?
The film made me think about memory a lot too. And I think that humans, their memory is very unstable. I think that our minds do this in a sense to protect ourselves, that certain memories may change in our mind so that we don't remember them with the same force or the same painful associations perhaps that we have. Or our minds may deliberately deceive ourselves so that we don't remember things in an accurate way. And to be like this robot dog and to remember everything with perfect accuracy, I think must be a kind of curse at the same time as it is an ability.
Mahler's music often deals with themes related to death, despair, and loss of love.
Therefore, in the film Death in Venice, Mahler's music would have dealt with the character scene exchanges and conflicts. It was no exception as the theme music for My Name is O90. For O90, life was already despair, being a forgotten existence, and the loss of love. So the opening theme music had to be Mahler.
One thing I want to share is that at the end of the first theme, we hear a kind of a crossfade from synth pads to strings, which then disappears back again, and we're left with the synths alone. I wanted to express the interactive and emotional side of the robot-human relation. The second theme is an arrangement of the winter from Vivaldi's Four Seasons. In this case, I wanted it to sound as lonely and as hopeless as possible. And I really felt that Vivaldi Winter was perfect for this kind of feeling, and I gave it a little twist in the middle to make it even colder and lonelier. Really fun. I really like this experience.
The space of memory is a forest and the universe. This place itself conveys a story. The records of robots are a form of memory, literally a storage device. I wondered how we could explore the images in his accumulated data. Since the lacks of visual frames, the first scene that came to mind was the cascading numbers in the matrix. We decided to represent the scene as a combination of stars in the forest and the universe. Thinking about the various personalities of stars, it reminded me of the journey of O90's life. The newly born blue star is hot and young, while the red star is aging and dying. O90's mass production factory is primarily black in tone, resembling a tomb. In this process, we tried to naturally express the passage of time in the universe and O90's life.
The dialogue in the forest ironically explains the negative aspect of the situation. The part where it says together forever is not the usual positive signal we use. It is a negative signal. That means we will forget each other forever. However, O90 says this, I haven't forgotten you. In some way, within O90's program, memories remained intact without any damage. I'm really happy to participate in Venice Immersive. I thrilled to meet the audience with my work called. Thank you.